My name is Brandon Lushtag. Excuse me if I keep looking at my own eyes in the camera, because it won't be looking at you. But my name is Brandon Lushtag, and this is my YouTube account. On this YouTube channel, I'm going to be doing a lot of things. As you could probably already see, I do music. We'll do music videos, probably some funny things, but this is another thing I'm going to do. Is just talking to the camera about my life and my experience and my knowledge, and trying to preach what I know, what I've already gone through, to try to push it into other people's minds and experiences, so that you can learn things from my words and my voice and my experience without necessarily having to go through it on your own. It'll just help widen your eyes. And in this first video, I'm gonna start not necessarily with any not any wisdom really, but this is going to be my life experience basically, and I'm going to start it with who I am now. I'm Brandon Lushtag. I'm a musician. I'm also a drug addict. I've had a drug addict. I'm 18 years old. I had a heavy drug addiction for about 3 years up to date. Right now I've been sober for a month and a half, so I got a month and a half under my belt. But so my drug journey, when I was a kid, I was a happy kid. I was very, as people would tell me, bright. I was good in school and everything, and I was a good kid too. And I was social and everything. But around 5th grade, I started to get depressed. I started withdrawing myself. I was always worried about what people were saying. I had this anxiety and this just depression and this me looking down on myself, which was extremely unhealthy. And I got to a point where I didn't want to feel anything. So, when I was around, it was 7th grade, 7th grade, started vaping. Okay, yeah, big deal. But 7th grade, I started vaping, and then 8th grade, I started smoking pot. And by 9th grade, I was smoking pot heavily every day, smoking cigarettes. I think 9th grade, I started drinking, started doing psychedelics, acid and stuff in about 10th grade. And by 11th grade and 10th grade, I was just downing drugs every day. It didn't matter what it was. It was just, I didn't want to feel. I didn't really want to be who I was. I didn't want to try to be myself. I never wanted to be shameful or, I don't know. There was just so much that I thought drugs were helping me do, like keep that manly status, keep my ego. It helped me keep my ego together in my mind. And honestly, to a point, drugs did help me mentally. They got me out of my shell in ways, maybe not the most healthy ways, but I also learned a lot of knowledge through drug use, just because of all that time just sitting basically alone in my own head, almost like a monk or just people that they like a time out for kids, go think about everything. And that's basically what I did to myself for about 3 years, in my head, perceiving everybody all around me, seeing or listening to people's words, advice, what they had to teach, and that was basically what I was doing while on drugs, was trying to hide my emotions, try to become a numb man, like an egotistical man, and that's what led me into the drug use. By the end of the drug use, I'd say drug use does have some sort of benefit. In my case, I'm not saying go do drugs. I'm absolutely not saying that. That is not a good idea. You're going to set yourself up for disaster. But I am saying that without that drug use, I would not be where I am today. And it's not necessarily the drugs that got me to where I am today, but through using drugs and screwing up, I found help. And I found very smart, intelligent people, very knowledgeable, caring people that helped me to get to where I am now. So that's the beginning of my story. I'm just going to keep these videos about 5 minutes. So this is the beginning of my life story. Yeah, I'm Brandon Lushtag. I'm 18 years old. I'm starting this YouTube to spread my knowledge and wisdom, at least this video series, spread knowledge and wisdom. And yes, I'm a drug addict, and it's tough every day. I really only have a month and a half under my belt, and that's for a lot of reasons that I'll go into in the next video. But yeah, this is the beginning of my story, and there's a lot more to come, a lot more that I've learned that I'd love to share. All right, so like the video, subscribe if you enjoyed it, or if you think you're gonna get something out of this series, and I appreciate you watching, and that's gonna be it for today. All right, bye.